This video is brought to you by Loot Crate. Head today to lootcrate.com/reviewtechusa and enter the code RTU to save 10% on any subscription plan. Skip it up and that up. So Reggie Fils-Aime was having an interview with Kotaku, and he finally just came out and said that Nintendo is not giving up on the Wii U. This is exactly what he had to say. When asked about if Nintendo is giving up on the Wii U, this is what Reggie Fils-Aime replied with. I say no, and the reason I say that is because we believe the Wii U has a very long life ahead of it. The Wii U has great content coming that will help define the platform. For us, we think the 3DS is a very illustrative example. It wasn't just the price cut, it was having great content that started with Kart 7 and 3D Land, and then progressed and created a larger and larger footprint, which is true. We just launched Tomodachi Life. The Tomodachi Life numbers were significantly stronger than we had forecasted and planned. That's because it's a vibrant platform, which the 3DS is killing it. That's exactly what we need to do with the Wii U, and we do believe that the content like Splatoon, content like Hyrule Warriors, which I disagree with, content like Mario Kart 8, which I do agree with, that game is fun, that we just launched, content like Smash Brothers for Wii U, that is what is going to drive the install base. I agree with them, mostly. So an interesting little side note before we get into what Reggie had to say is that they also talked to Shigeru Miyamoto, and he gave his thoughts on the Wii U, and they weren't pretty. Basically what he said, and I'm not going to go verbatim into what he said, but he said that Nintendo's had tough times before, but the Wii U's numbers are, it hasn't been this bad. But he turned it around, of course, because he works for Nintendo, and he said, you know, when Nintendo's back is against the wall, is when they shine the brightest, and they have a bunch of young developers working there now who are coming with innovative ideas like Splatoon. Even though I gotta play Splatoon before I say I think it's fun or not, because the footage looked good, but it looked like the game can get, no pun intended, really messy. But that's for a different video. But basically he said this is the worst he's ever seen a platform do for Nintendo. Shigeru Miyamoto himself said that. I swear to God, the link to the article is in the description below. I'm not making that up. And for everyone out there who constantly rags on me when I say that Nintendo, their numbers are getting better. I mean, actually, they were in third place, I think, according to VG charts. The Wii U was only behind the PS4 and 3DS. But for everyone out there who always gets on me when I said that the Wii U was hurting, okay, Shigeru Miyamoto himself is saying that the Wii U was hurting. He's saying this is the worst he's ever seen a platform do for Nintendo. Are you going to say that Shigeru Miyamoto is a PlayStation fanboy? It's right there, guys. You know, I say it like it is. I'm not going into a bias. But anyway, whatever. Let's get off that topic. I'm glad to hear that Nintendo, and I'm glad to hear this from Reggie himself, that they're not giving up on the Wii U. First off, we've learned from history, and I've said this before. Look at what Sega did with the Sega CD, the 32X. They dropped those both like big sacks of shit basically right out a couple years after they came out with them. Look what Bernie Stoller, the former president of Sega of America, did with the Saturn. He just came out and said, and the Saturn was only out for like 3 years, the Saturn is not our future. And it killed it. And on top of it, because they killed, developers lost faith, like EA, in the Dreamcast. Here's the problem when you give up on a platform, and I've said this before too. When you give up on a platform, the consumer loses faith in you. Even if it isn't doing the numbers the corporation wants it to do, you have to show the consumers, even if it's a smaller install base than you want, that we don't give up on our products. When you buy our products, we stand behind them for the 5+ years, and you know you're going to get a quality experience from them. And Sega didn't do that, and that was part of what killed them, minus the fact they came out with add-ons upon add-ons, and the Saturn was a complete disaster, and on top of it, Bernie Stoller cut its life short by coming out in public and saying, it's not our future. But I'm glad to see that they're going to stay faithful to the Wii U. They're going to focus on it. I mean, could they be, just saying this and come out with a platform next year? I guess let's just say theoretically, they can do that, but I doubt it. I really think that they're going to stick to the Wii U if they're smart. You know, I understand like Sega cut the life of the Dreamcast short, but Sega was in dire financial straits. Nintendo is not there. And look with Mario Kart 8, somewhat surprisingly, at least to me. I didn't think it was going to turn around the Wii U's numbers that much, but it did. Like I said, globally, the Wii U is only behind the PlayStation 4 and 3DS on the week of June 14th, 2014. So that's a good thing. So let's see when these other games like Bayonetta 2, which I'm really looking forward to, let's see what happens when that comes out. Hyrule Warriors is Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters in it, so I'm not looking forward to that too much. But I'm glad to hear Nintendo publicly come out and say they still have faith in the Wii U. They're sticking to the Wii U because it would have been asinine, and history has proved it. It would have been asinine for them to drop the Wii U platform and just jump onto something else. I know Michael Pachter would have loved it, especially with his asinine idea where they where he wanted Nintendo to temporarily become third-party developers and then come out with a new platform and then not become third-party developers anymore when they come out with the successor to the Wii U. Like, facepalm, really? But that would have been stupid. But I'm glad Nintendo is sticking to the Wii U, and they're going to be with it for the long run. It's the right move, and Nintendo, I applaud you. Hopefully you're telling the truth, but I think you are. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.